Hello everyone, my name is Marlon Virtue. I came to CTC 2000 to 2003. I was the last of 6 of my family to come here, so we have an intimate connection with Church Teachers College. I can remember the first time I set foot at Church Teachers College was 1991 when one of my sisters was here, Aldith Virtue. And I remember they were having a fun day. It was a very fun experience. The pool was up and bounce about and everything. And when I came here that first day, I told myself that this was actually the place that I wanted to be in the future. And so be it. Another 10 years later, I was right here. And so started my experience at Church Teachers College. I was a geography and science major, and my experiences in both disciplines really set a perfect foundation for what I am today. By the way, I work as a facility manager on Preston Hall at University of the West Indies, and I also do a little tutoring part-time. Not official, but I help out some students when the need arises. But the skills I learned in geography and in integrated science, and science to be exact, was out of this world. Thank you, Dr. Doreen Paris. Thank you, Mrs. Morgan. Thank you, Dr. Nola Oliphant, Mr. Anthony Norman, Sister Norma Thompson, and I could name a whole lot more. In fact, thanks to the entire staff of CTC, including the kitchen staff, where I never went hungry, even on a weekend. Mr. Anderson, that's not for your ears, all right. But the experiences were really, really, really fulfilling and awesome. So much so that I went on to do a master's in 1 year, flying colors. Geography, I did my master's in disaster management in natural resource management, and I specialized in disaster management. It was it wasn't easy, but I realized that it was mostly due to the skills that I've learned here that also honed my skills for undergrad and for postgrad. And I'm looking postgrad scholarships to do a PhD. Thumbs up to me, yeah. The other experiences I got here though, except from the academics, I was in Spur Tree Rule, yeah! I was in Spur Tree, and the other experiences I got were from Spathodia, where I learned a lot about with socializing with a new environment, living amongst men. Mr. Platt was my dorm supervisor. And just the whole idea of sharing and caring, living in a communal space, knowing what it means to have 1 pound of flour and walk around and collect lasco, collect corned beef, and then to have a 1 pot with cock soup and corned beef and so on, everything inside there. It's not so much the food, but it's just the idea of everybody being in one space, sharing a common goal and a common experience, knowing what it is to live amongst others, and also just the idea of having somebody always next to you can call on. I had 2 roommates, but just living on Spathodia, it felt like everybody was your roommate, because you could always knock on anybody's door at any time of the night, and of course, they would answer. So that, along with the guidance provided by Church Teachers College, was also, it was just also remarkable. You could always call on Mrs. Oliphant or Mr. Norman or Mr. Brown in the kitchen or Mrs. Plummer. You could always call on them. And by the way, speaking of the kitchen, I also had a very, very nice experience working in the kitchen with Mr. Brown and Mrs. Plummer. It was during teaching practice time when, third year students were going out on teaching practice, and I worked in the kitchen for the entire duration of teaching practice. That was also very, 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 it was challenging, but nonetheless it was a very good experience. I was up at 5 in the morning, going to knock on Mr. Brown's window, and by 6:30, breakfast was ready for the students going out and teaching practice. That was also good for me in that it taught me some amount of time management, how to respect others also, how to respect others' time, because those teaching practice students were going on very early. So breakfast was ready on time, and when they came back in the evenings, we also made sure that their dinners, lunch or dinner was also ready for them when they came. So that experience also taught me a lot. And thank you again, Mr. Brown, and also for Mrs. Plummer. The experience at CTC that I got, they were incomparable to any other that I've got, even at university and also in my everyday life. Oh yes, let me add also, I also work at CVM TV as a weather presenter and a producer. That is my night job, and I work at the University of the West Indies in the day. So my skills here also taught me all of that I needed for both CVM TV and also for University of the West Indies. Thank you very much, and CDC is indeed the place to be.